Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're doing well. The main support for the Conor Benn, Chris Van Heerden DAZN card was Chris Billam Smith against Tommy McCarthy. They'd fought before. Billam Smith had won a decision, close, but I think a deserved decision. And he left no doubt at all with the rematch because he knocked out Tommy McCarthy in the 8th round. It's a good performance by Billam Smith, but not without moments of sort of relative concern, because I think McCarthy had a few rounds where he really looked to be in the ascendancy. But the thing is about McCarthy is he doesn't look to me like a very big cruiserweight. He looks like a guy who's never ever going to make light heavyweight, but he'll never ever grow into the heavyweight division or even the bridgerweight division. He just looks not between weights, but some of these cruiserweights these days are gigantic. I sat ringside for McCarthy's fight with Richard Riakporhe, and Riakporhe again looked so much bigger than him, and stopped him. That was several years ago now, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't know. But again, Billam Smith looked gigantic against him, and in the first round, Billam Smith came out and did have a real purpose about him. He was very sharp, looked to be on a mission. Wanted to punch first, was firing hurtful punches, tightly coiled maybe a little bit, but yeah, it was a good first round. It was a dominant first round. Not that he hurt Tommy at all, but he did the better work and clearly won the round. In the second round, it was different because Tommy came back and landed. He actually hurt Billam Smith. Tommy has that very languid style where he hangs his lead hand low and he likes to pot shot with counters and does a lot of twisting at the waist, and he hurt Billam Smith. I can't remember with what. Was it a right hand, an overhand right counter? I honestly can't remember offhand, but about a minute in maybe, he hurt him. And when I say hurt, I don't mean Billam Smith was skidding all over the ring, but it got his attention, and it was definitely a warning sign. And right at the end of the second round, as Billam Smith was moving in, I think McCarthy was more or less in a corner. He countered and cracked with a right hand, and cracked Billam Smith on the sort of side of the eye, maybe towards the temple way. And yeah, he definitely shook Billam Smith with that big overhand right. And that was right at the end of the second round. Third round, I gave to McCarthy as well. So I had him 2-1 up after 3. He didn't really buzz Billam Smith that much in the third round, but he was still he seemed to be in the ascendancy. Fourth round was very different. Billam Smith came back and hurt McCarthy for the first time in the fight. It really did hurt him. McCarthy suddenly didn't quite have the same sort of languid, relaxed, fluid style. His legs looked a bit shaky, and he seemed to spend way too much time on the ropes, just hanging there. And if you're going to draw an opponent's sting, if you're going to make them use up their artillery, you've got to make them fight at your pace. And McCarthy wasn't doing that. He was hanging on the ropes, looking to pot shot with counters, and Billam Smith was doing things at his own pace and doing it well, because he was doing a lot of good infighting, body to head, head to body, lots of meaty punches. And gradually you got the feeling that in that fourth round that McCarthy was the tide had turned, and McCarthy was just gradually being drained of energy and of resolve as well. Fifth round was more of the same. Billam Smith came back, continued his good work from the fourth round. After 5 rounds, I had it 3-2 to Billam Smith. Sixth round was better for McCarthy, a bit more even. Wasn't really in any great trouble, but again, a bit too much time on the ropes. Seventh round, yeah, evenish. And in the eighth round, I did get the impression, even though in the 6th and 7th rounds, that they were better for McCarthy, but I got the feeling that he was losing a bit of will and that he was running out of ideas. And because he's been lent all over. Billam Smith, the bigger man, was, apart from the fact that when he was up close, he was doing some very good inside work, he was leaning a lot of the time on Tommy and draining his energy and all this business. As you would expect a bigger man to do. But Tommy McCarthy, in the 8th round, he was on the ropes. This time he was seriously hurt with the right hand. Tried to fire back, got nailed again, and went flat down onto, I think it was onto his front. He sort of went down sideways, but landed on his, was it his side or his front? I can't remember now. But either way, he knew where he was. He was kind of compos mentis, but he didn't look to me like he had anything left, or like he particularly wanted to get up. His eye was busted. He had a lot of, there was blood on coming out of his left eye. That had gotten worse right at that ultimate final volley. Having said that, Billam Smith was also cut on the left eye. So both guys were marked up, but I don't think it was the cut that bothered him. I think it was just the fact that he got ground down. He'd been eroded. It was water on rock. The water had worn away the rock. And so, yeah, it's a good win for Chris Billam Smith. Tommy McCarthy, can he come again? He's 31 now. Been European champ. Is that as far as he's going? I think it probably might be. No shame in losing to Billam Smith. I mean, he himself is 31, by the way. I thought he was younger, but he's actually the same age. But Billam Smith is the one he's going upwards. Tommy has to decide, I'm going downwards. Am I going to carry on, try and regroup and have another run or not? I think if Chris gives up because this was for the Commonwealth and the EBU titles, I think if he gives those belts up, and he probably will, Tommy can certainly pick up one of them. Pick up the Commonwealth, pick up the European. I don't know. Remains to be seen, but there's no doubt who's the dominant figure out of these two. It's Chris Billam Smith. Good win in 8 rounds. Did you see the fight? What did you think of it? Where do you think Chris Billam Smith's going? Do you think McCarthy can come again? What are your views? Give me your views, and thank you again, as always, for watching the video. I appreciate it. We shall speak again sometime. Like the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Please do. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.